I will present my methodology for my research. So my research title is the application of verbal and non-verbal persuasive mode in social media among Generation Z. So this is my research objective. First, to investigate the frequency of Gen Z using social media. Second, to identify verbal or non-verbal persuasive is mostly used among Gen Z in social media. The third one is to identify the difference in using the verbal and non-verbal mode in social media. So the research approach that I will use is quantitative methodology, where this method will use statistics to gather information and draw the conclusion about the group that I study. Next, the research design will be cross-sectional research strategy. It will provide a overview of the frequency which Generation Z utilize social media and their preferred modalities of communication, which is the verbal and non-verbal mode. And then the researcher may acquire a current or representative overview of Gen Z social media behavior using the cross-sectional approach. And the design will help to gather the data more effectively in less time. So and it can collect data at once, which make it easier to come up with the result. Next, the sample that I use will involve participants from Generation Z, which came from the age of 26 years old until 11 years old. So the sampling that I will use is simple random technique, which simple random sampling can make sure that every person in the group of interns has an equal chance to being chosen. It also straightforward to generate a random sampling using various methods and software, and this technique can be effective, and particularly when the population of interest is limited and easy to accessible. So the data collection, I will use survey or question, which will be conducted either face-to-face or online using Google Form. And the question will be made to find out how often Gen Z use social media and what kind of modes they like the best. And some of the question on the online survey could be about the social media site that the Generation Z most use, the amount of time they spend on the social media, and the best way to communicate either verbally or non-verbally on social media. So the data analysis procedure that I will use is descriptive statistics, which will calculate the average number of hours or minutes that Gen Z spend on social media per day or week, as well as the distribution of usage across the sample, and it will summarize the preferred communication modes among Gen Z. And the second procedure is inferential statistics, which will examine whether there is a significant difference in the preferred communication mode, verbal or non-verbal, among Gen Z on social media, and also to compare the frequency of social media usage between different demographic group with the Gen Z, which means I will use t-test. And that's all for me.
Alright, any questions? No? Okay, I have a few questions. So go back to your approach. Oh, yeah, okay. So what do you mean by quantitative methodology? What do you understand by the term methodology? Continue? Okay. So because sometimes you use approach, sometimes you use methodology, sometimes you use method. Okay, which all three terms have different meanings. So which one? Okay, my next question is, go to the next slide please. So you said your research design is cross-sectional research strategy. There's another term there, strategy, which has a different meaning to design, to methodology, to method, to approach. Okay, so please remember that you can't interchangeably use these terms like that. So you have to choose which one do you want to use for research approach, for research design. Okay? Next slide, sample. Okay, so I don't know, maybe I'm bad at maths, but I doubt it. From the age of 26 years old until 11 years old. Because I'm really good at maths. I'm really good. No, I'm here, but I'm still good at maths. Okay? And please remember to define what you mean by Generation Z. Okay? Which year are they born, rather than putting their age. Okay? Because if you put their age, if someone else were to read your thesis in the next 10 years, these ages, this range is no longer Gen Z. Right? In 10 years, they're not Gen Z, they're probably Gen XX. Right? Okay, next. Next. Okay. Is this a self-constructed survey?
The question, there's some that I collect from few
Okay.
past studies. So
That's it.
question-
So you adopt and adapt. Okay. All right. Thank you.